welcome to the new media. So with this change of habits in people, okay, and with the change of the consumer behavior overall, printed press is in steep decline, okay? So printed press is no longer what it used to be. However, this has caused the rise of the online press. And not only that, it's also its adaptation to the new social media terms. If you see any TV show, whether it's social, whether it's political, whether it's entertainment, or any type economical, etc., they always promote their own Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and hashtags. And they ask people not only to follow them, but to also interact on these channels. So old media and new media have now merged in a way to offer the consumer a holistic experience when it comes to communication. You can choose any channel that you want as a customer to interact with those media. And as a business, you should be doing the same, okay? You should be using this whole array of communication means that you have at your available to you, okay, and use it in a smart way that would help you reach out to the customer. So, what communication media should we use? After having explained each one of them and what they do, what do we use? So this is a small comparison between old media and new media. So old media, when we say old media, it's not really old, but what we mean by that is the ones that have been around for hundreds of years versus the ones that have been around for like tens of years. Okay? So TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, billboards, etc. The new media is social media, search engines, websites, etc. So it's everything that is web related. The old media is still expensive, whereas the new media is quite cheap compared especially to the old media. The old media has a high reach. Actually, both of them has a high reach. Now, the major difference is that old media is product oriented, whereas new media is customer oriented. When I say product oriented, I mean that here, when you, for instance, display a product or anything else that is on a billboard or that is on a radio or on TV, people do not have the possibility to interact directly with that product or with you through that product. Whereas when you display the same on social media, people can go into the Facebook page, they can check the product, and they can directly on the spot give you their opinion about it, which is what lacks here when it comes to old media. Old media is rigid. So again, because it is product oriented, it is rigid. Okay, we do an advertisement on television. Once it is out, it is very difficult to change anything in it because of the very high cost and the time and the effort it has taken to be produced and to be aired. Whereas if you post something on Facebook that you do not specifically like, you can directly remove it and post something else. So here it is much more lean. It allows for interaction, but it also allows for a quick adaptation of anything that goes wrong. Here it is very difficult to measure because once you go, for instance, and you do a TV commercial for your product, okay, it's very hard to measure the success rate of that, right? Whereas here you have a real-time measurement because whenever you post a picture, let's say on Instagram, you can directly see how many people liked it. You can directly see whoever commented on it, what their comments were, etc. So here you have a real-time measurement, which is a great way for you to know where to spend your money and how to spend it and what the return of your money is. So the big question is, after we have explained that, should you drop old media entirely? Should you just go for new media? Now, first and foremost, although old media is still considered expensive, especially compared to new media, it still has a high reach, especially in the MENA region, and especially television. Television in the MENA region is still considered as the number one, let's say, entertaining communication tool that people use. Okay, we still have our televisions are getting bigger. They are getting more. They are taking more space. They are getting slimmer. Okay, but we are still using them day in, day out to see what's happening, to connect to the world, to watch series, etc. The key thing is not to decide or to split between old and new media. Okay, it is to create actually a smart mix of both to deliver the right message to your audience. And obviously, according to your budget, you can then choose where to go. So a good communication campaign can combine TV ads. Okay, so you do TV ads for a campaign and you adapt it, you adapt the same to a Facebook competition, okay? And then you use Twitter to interact with your customers. And finally, a website where people can refer for more information. So basically, this is how you can create a good communication mix that is declined over several communication needs.